Hello, creative professionals. This is Brian Sykes with the AI Lab. The future of generative storytelling is changing, and it's doing so at a rapid pace. Just this week, I got exclusive access to a new feature inside of Luma Lab. It's a powerful new tool called Dream Machine Audio Generation. In the same way that we could prompt to create images and then take those images and prompt and generate video, and now even upscale that video to 4K, we now can take our video created inside of Luma Labs and add audio. With a simple prompt description, it's able to generate sound based off the description you're giving it and the activity that's taking place inside the created video. Take a look and listen at what I have to show you. Now let's actually jump into Luma Labs Dream Machine, and I want to walk you through the process of actually using the tool and show you how we can kind of go from a concept to have a finished result. When you first come into Dream Machine, you're obviously not going to have all of these things. These are just some of the different renders that I've been playing with, and you'll see how many ideas have been explored with each of these. This is pretty intuitive once you get into it. Where you start is clicking on this plus sign down here at the bottom. It says New Board. What we were just looking at was boards or different explorations that I've done in the past. In the new board, we can create something, and it gives you a couple different options right away. Create an image of, show her, make, and then with this we can actually have a character that we can train and define and then begin using that character. Let's start with a basic get it underway prompt. And here's a prompt that I did not write, but I think this would be an interesting one to explore. A low-angle shot captures a flock of pink flamingos gracefully wading in a lush, tranquil lagoon. The vibrant pink of their plumage contrasts beautifully with the verdant green of the surrounding vegetation and the crystal clear turquoise water. Sunlight glints off the water surface, creating shimmering reflections that dance on the flamingo's feathers. The birds' elegant curved necks are submerged as they walk through the shallow water, their movements creating gentle ripples that spread across the lagoon. The composition emphasizes the serenity and natural beauty of the scene, highlighting the delicate balance of the ecosystem and the inherent grace of these magnificent birds. The soft diffused light of early morning bathes the entire scene in a warm, ethereal glow. That's great. Now, how do we actually turn this into something? Well, down here on the bottom, you'll see mine already is saying video 4.3. I'm going to click on this, and you'll see underneath we have a number of options that are available. I'm going to start with an image because I kind of like to be able to see what I want to create first. Now, with that also, I want to look at doing a 16:9 aspect ratio. This is be more the film size positioning. You've got some options also under whether it's a 1080p and a Photon. Photon is the rendering engine for images inside of Luma. It's going to render this image at 1080p. It'll be a still image, and what it typically is going to do for us is going to give us 4 renders. Once you've made the selections that you're interested in, we're just under the describe, so it's going to use this, create an image at 16:9, 1080p, and Photon. Okay, and then it's just a matter of clicking the little arrow right here that's going to submit. There's our prompt. You'll see the pulsing of the dots as it's beginning to build. And one of the things you'll see also that's really kind of cool is it's going to give us these little highlighted words. They have a circle around them showing us that these are options. Now this is cool because all of these are following the same prompt structure, and we've got these images that have been created. Quite nice. What's beautiful with this application to me is one of the things we can do is we can click on Show More. It'll basically rerun the exact same prompt and give us a whole new series of 4. Now, if there's one of these that we like, say for instance, I'm clicking through here and I can click above and navigate through to see which image is my favorite. Okay. And I really like this one. Okay, so with this one selected, I could come down here and choose more like this. Okay, so now I've created the first 4. I did Show More and it gave me 4 more. And then from that, I chose this one that I liked and it created 4 more renders. And you'll notice that all 4 of these are like this initial image, where this and this is more broad. There's more explored qualities to it. But when I say show more or more like this, it tends to take that emphasis of the design that you have present and expand upon it. The other thing that we have with this, say for instance, I come back in here and I'm looking at this one image, you'll see I've got more like this. There's also reference, where I could say I'd like this image and I want to use it as a reference for something else. I can choose to make a video of this image, or I can choose modify. Now with modify, when I click on that, it pulls up the image and it says describe your changes. So we could say I want the flamingos to be albino white. That's enough, because it's got a reference image it's working from, and it's now got the description of the prompt request that I'm making in regards to that reference image. And you'll notice what it does is it gives me a slight indication of what it's going to do, and it tells me what it did. I adjusted the flamingo's coloration to albino white. It's telling me as though I'm having a conversation with a large language model, enhancing the serene lagoon setting with their pristine contrast against the turquoise water and lush greenery. And these are really quite pretty. Nice. The other thing is I pointed these words out before. These words actually are drop-down selections. Low angle shot, if I click on that, watch what happens. It gives me other alternative terms I can use in my prompting. So I could choose bird's eye view for our flock of flamingos. So I'll do that. And so when you're over here looking at this particular prompt as it's rendered, it's going to give you the prompt related to the rendered results. Notice these have positioned the camera higher up, looking down. So we've got the bird's eye view. And notice now that the prompt has changed for this. But if I go back 1, it shows me the old prompt, or the prompt that was used for this particular one. Now I can come over here to this. There's the bird's eye view. It's showing me again. And you see that there's other options available. Pink flamingos. I click. Great egrets, scarlet ibis, cranes with golden plumage, mandarin ducks. Let's try mandarin ducks. While this is rendering, we can see what these other words are. Under lush, tranquil lagoon, forested mangrove estuary, misty mountain lake, serene desert oasis, tropical coral reef. So let's try this serene desert oasis. Next is crystal clear turquoise water. We can click on that. Golden hued pond, deep indigo lake, emerald green river, silver glimmering bay. And let's go with this deep indigo lake. And the last is the soft, bathes the entire scene in a warm ethereal glow. And these are the different kinds of light. So diffuse light of early morning, golden hour evening glow, dappled light through forest canopy, moonlit serenity, dramatic stormy night. So I'm actually going to go back, because we're all into ducks here. Let's go back into this range. And here I'm going to change the option to golden hour evening glow. All right, so just with a few clicks, I've already gotten so many renders, because each time it gives me 4 results when it comes to images. And for these images, we're seeing a wide range of visual interest. That golden glow is actually really nice. If we like this particular image, we can choose make video. With this, we have the option of just working from 1 frame and then using a prompt. And let me show you. By default, because we've asked for video is what's now selected. Ray 2 is the render engine for Luma Labs, and so Ray 2 is what pops up as our option. The default setting is going to be 1080p for our first render. You can work with the smaller setting of 720p, and the timing amount, the default is 5 seconds. Now we can extend this later, but right now we're just working with the 5-second render, Ray 2 at 1080p. And I still have the prompt saved of what I created initially. Low angle shot captures a flock of pink flamingos. We're just going to run this as the video using that image as our reference. So that becomes a keyframe for the story that's being told, and it's starting with that visual. You don't need this complicated or this complex of a prompt. In fact, one of the things it'll do sometimes is it might actually abbreviate your prompting. While this is rendering, and you'll notice it'll do 2 renders of video each time, I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to apply something similar to one of these white flamingos. So I'll say make video drone shot. Now let's go up and look at some of these other things that's happened. So I started with this prompt and got this result. I told it to do show more and it gave me this collection of images. I chose this initial image and I said more like this, and it gave me these. All 4 of those match that original image. Then I asked for it to do a bird's eye view. I changed the pink flamingos to mandarin duck. Then I changed from lush to where the option became serene desert oasis. Then I changed the crystal clear turquoise water to deep indigo lake, and notice the color tones. Then I went back to my original image and I said change soft to evening golden hour evening glow. This is where I asked the flamingos to be albino white, where I changed an image. Got these. I used this image and turned it into video down here, and the first image, the one that I liked of this first collection, I chose this and told it to make a video, and here's the video. It's very serene. Now let's look at the second video. Here the movement's a little quicker, but it's very nice. Okay, at this point, if you like what you've got, you can do a couple things. One, more like this. I can click this and this will actually create more videos based off of this styling. We can extend the video, basically expanding how long the video lasts, or we can choose upscale. And with upscale, it's going to upscale it to a 4K video. Right now this is 1080. Okay, so with 4K, it's going to give us that full 4K render quality. Let's come down here and take a look at these. All right, these are the white flamingos. And I like the way that one randomly just takes off. And the randomness of movement is really quite interesting. His neck gets a little long, like a slinky. All right, so I'm going to go back to this guy. And what we can do for audio is click on this, and for adding the audio, we just want to give it a simple description of what we want it to sound like. Flock of flamingos walking slowly through the water, evening sounds of a lush jungle, and we'll create that. All right, here's our 4K render. It takes a second for it to download, and there we go. Same thing with what we did with the other, is we can literally come in and add our prompt details for the audio that we want it to create. We can extend the video, we can do more like this, we can even modify the prompt to change some element to this. That's the basics of working inside of Luma Labs Dream Machine, and this is working with creating from prompt, working with our images, creating video, and creating audio. We'll do more of this next time.